This episode is sponsored by Code Crafters. As an engineer myself, I know that the best way to learn how to code is to build something new. But sometimes it's hard to come up with project ideas as well as find a community of folks on the same learning path. That's where Code Crafters comes in. With Code Crafters, you can build something that actually stimulates your mind while strengthening your engineering fundamentals. And you can do so by using your favorite IDE or tools to code and build your own Git, Redis, or HTTP server in the language of your choice. Languages like Rust, C++, or Go. Code Crafters is designed to optimize your learning experience as it's designed for productivity. Sign up today and become a better, more confident programmer. Visit codestory.co/codecrafters. That's CODECRAFTERS to get started and get 40% off your upgrade. Okay guys, I got a serious update for you. You heard me talk about SEMA and the product roadmap radar. I just caught up with Matt, who's the founder there, and he gave me the latest on what they are building. And my mind is blown. The team at SEMA are taking things to the next level. Built around the core of the product roadmap radar, i.e. code and Jira analysis, they are building agent orchestration across the product lifecycle. Picture this. You hook up this system same as before, i.e. integrate your repository and your backlog, Jira today. From that point, SEMA's agent analyzes the codebase and makes suggestions as to what needs to be done next and what could improve, optimize the product. Then, if those tasks are routine, the agent assigns the task to a coding agent, think something like Devin, to complete the minutia, while assigning the human-in-the-loop task to engineers themselves. What you end up with is engineers focusing on building core competency features, while AI handles all the rest. If you're not salivating right now, I don't think you fully understand what this means. But here's what I would suggest. Right now, their product is in a closed beta, and SEMA is looking for folks to sign up for their Product Intelligence Advisory Board. This gives you the opportunity to use the product, give feedback, help shape the future of what's built. Oh, and not to mention additional free usage of the product, potentially through the end of 2026. So, if that fits your workflow and toolset, you need to reach out today. Go to codestory.co/nextlevel, NEXTLEVEL, and reach out to Matt at SEMA to learn more and join the Product Intelligence Advisory Board. Again, that's codestory.co/nextlevel. This episode is sponsored by Postman. Postman is the world's leading API platform, trusted by 98% of the Fortune 500 and over 40 million developers. Tap into APIs from 18,000 plus companies to power agents that make smarter decisions. Learn more at postman.com/podcast/codestory. This message is sponsored by Melee Search. Today, search isn't just a feature, it's a cornerstone. And Melee Search gives your users the experience they need with lightning-fast performance, full-text search, AI usage, and multimodal capabilities. Melee Search delivers relevant results in less than the blink of an eye. Use the promo code CODESTORY at checkout to get 2 months free at meleesearch.com. That's MEILI search.com.
The AI journey has been such a rewarding journey for us as a company and for me as an individual, if you will. Again, we really, particularly when we got into the generative agentic space about 5 years ago, we started from ground zero. It was brand new technology to everyone, to the world. And then ChatGPT appeared on the scene and everything changed. So we really needed to assemble a team very quickly to really understand what is this technology is all about. Is it real? Do we have, marketing way ahead of reality with this technology? What should we do about it in the company? My name is Raja Tabet. I am the Senior VP of the Engineering Excellence Group at Synopsys.
This is Code Story, a podcast bringing you interviews with tech visionaries.
Spent 6 months moonlighting.
There's nothing on the back end.
Who share what it takes to change an industry.
I don't exactly know what to do next.
Took many goes to get right.
Who built the teams that have their back.
A company is its people.
The teams help each other achieve
I was
more.
proud of our team.
Keeping scalability top of mind.
All that infrastructure was
Yes, we've been fighting it as we grow.
Total waste of time. The stories you don't read in the headlines.
It's not an easy thing to achieve, mind
Took it
you.
off the shelf and dusted it off and tried it again.
to ride the ups and downs of the startup life.
You need to really want it.
It's not just about technology.
All this and more on Code Story.
I'm your host, Noah Labhart, and today how Raja Tabet is accelerating chip design and development with AI-powered EDA solutions. This episode is brought to you by Paddle. Don't settle for less when you can have more, MOR, with Paddle, your merchant of record. Eliminate the headaches of payments, grow your revenue everywhere, and focus on what you do best, building your product. Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. This episode is brought to you by PropelOff. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use PropelOff. PropelOff is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, PropelOff adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When auth is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with PropelOff. Check them out at propeloff.com. That's PROPELAUTH.com. Raja Tabet lives in Austin, Texas, but grew up overseas in Lebanon. When he migrated to the States for his education, he did not speak English and had to go through the process of learning the language to fully integrate. He studied computer science for undergrad and computer engineering for graduate school, and eventually went to work for companies like IBM and Freescale and others, prior to landing his current role. Outside of tech, he's been married for 35 years and has 3 kids. He and his wife are empty nesters, so they love to travel, hike, and explore new areas. And in the past, Raja used to play volleyball and still does occasionally. In 2019, Raja joined Synopsys, specifically in their custom design and manufacturing group. A few years ago, and alongside the advent of AI, he changed roles and began building an AI-powered solution for electronic design automation, or EDA. This is Raja's creation story and the creation story of Synopsys AI.
Synopsys is the leader in electronic design automation as well as simulation and analysis. Think of it, Noah, building software to enable the engineering community across virtually every market segment. If you take a look at, for example, chip designs or system design, the complexity of what our customers, the engineering community, need to deal with have really been growing exponentially, not actually linearly, in terms of the number of devices on the chip, in terms of the fact that you really need now to build 2.5-dimension, 3-dimension hardware to support the complexity and demand from the application. So you have this amazing growing complexity that our customers need to face. You have a shrinking time to market expectation, and you have, in fact, shortage of engineers. So fundamentally, really, the software that we build is becoming mission critical for virtually all of our customers to be able to really build the applications and the products that they need to build. We spend a lot of time working closely with our customers to really define the roadmap and what we need to do generation to generation. But fundamentally, we are the leading player in design automation, the leading player in simulation and analysis. But we also have another business, which is the IP business. And this is where we actually build silicon IP. We build common components that also our customers will leverage as they assemble their own chip design or their systems. And this is a equally critical element of our complete solution that we take to our customers, because many of them require these standard common components for their chip design, and they need our software, and the combination of the two really makes Synopsys the leading supplier and partner for many of the silicon and system companies in the world. So we're truly a mission critical partner and supplier for many of the engineering companies across the world. I joined Synopsys in the summer of 2019. My first job of Synopsys was running a number of businesses within the electronic design automation group. I ran these businesses for about 2.5 years. 2.5 years ago, I moved into a new role, which is the role I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. I fundamentally run a central engineering group. I have the CIO, the IT organization as part of my group. I have the cyber team as part of my group, but I also have central engineering and advanced core technology. And what that means is my team builds the core foundational technology and the platforms that become part of what we deliver into the market. But also these are technologies that we leverage in delivering productivity enhancement and tools for Synopsys internally. And one of a primary journey that we have embarked on 2.5 years ago is this AI, generative AI, agentic AI journey. And my team actually is in charge of building the core technology roadmap needed to deliver the advanced core technology in AI, generative AI, and agentic AI. And this technology, again, is integrated into our customer-facing products. And we actually leverage it significantly in really optimizing the entire Synopsys enterprise internally. This is across all of our corporate functions. So it's been a really exciting time to really build this advanced technology that is significantly important for continuing to drive state-of-the-art solutions for our customers and help transform Synopsys in the last couple of years and deliver the efficiency and the productivity we need across every function in the company.
Tell me about the Synopsys AI MVP. So that product offering, the MVP for that, how long did it take to build and what sort of tools were you using to bring it to life?
There is the integration of AI into our customer-facing products, and there is the leverage of AI within the Synopsys enterprise. Let me start with the customer-facing products. If you think about what we're doing with, I would say from an MVP perspective, we have brought to market AI-optimized set of products and solutions, starting with a product called DSO.ai, which is Design Space Optimization. And this is a brand new technology that we actually been worked on for, I would say, a couple of years. And we started deploying of this technology as early as essentially 2018, 2019. And I would say this was the first incarnation of our MVP, which is leveraging AI technology to deliver far better results, far more expedient, if you will, time to market. So as I mentioned, this product took about a couple of years, 2.5 years from conception to early deployment in the market. And then with the same AI approach and technology, we took that same design space optimization and moved it into different product portfolios. So we started with implementation, we moved it into verification, we moved it into test, and so forth and so on. Think about this era, I know as call it the AI optimization era between 2018 and 2021, 22. And then 2022, this is when kind of the early signs of ChatGPT and generative AI came into the market, so to speak. We put the Center of Excellence under my group, and we kind of launched into learning more about this technology, the merits of the technology, what is it that we can do to leverage it in our products. And this is where we actually extended our AI automation, moving from AI being an optimization engine into AI being an assistant to our customers. Very much we leverage ChatGPT as an assistant, a co-pilot. We built what we call the knowledge assistant for our engineer customers, and they can ask any broad questions about our tools, about the technology, about the design that they're working on. And this became a really wonderful productivity and knowledge assistant for all of our engineers. And then we expanded on this and we built something called Workflow Assistant. Really, the chip design process is a fairly complicated process. There is a complicated flow, and our ability to really build a technology that help our customers, our engineers, to really get hints for what is the most optimal flow at a particular state of the design was also very, very important. And then we moved into something truly generative, where based on a spec description, we can generate the lateral of the design. We can generate the actual, what we call it, L, which is the design description. And we can generate some verification tests and what have you. We moved now again from an era of AI being an optimization engine into an AI being an assistant during the 2022, 2023 timeframe. And then as the generative AI era moved into agentic AI, where in fact now we have been building since 2024 capability where we think about this new era as AI being a colleague or a companion to our engineering community. So we have really progressed through these distinct phases, and each phase built upon the phase before it. And now we have really a very broad set of capability that we put in the hands of our customers. And as I mentioned before, this is really paramount and truly needed to really tame the complexity of what our customers are facing today. Again, the sheer kind of size of the design that they need to do, the sophistication of the applications that they need to create, and the ongoing pressure for time to market acceleration. When you put all of these things, they really compound the challenge for our customers and our engineering community. And we are delighted to be able to drive the innovation needed across all of these AI areas to really help close the complexity and time to market and the challenges that our customers are facing.
This episode is brought to you by Paddle. As a startup, you face unique challenges to stay competitive. You and your team need to stay focused on your product, not your payments. You need to do more, MOR, and DIY less. With Paddle. Paddle is your merchant of record, becoming the seller of record for your SaaS transactions, enabling your team to focus on what's important, your product. Paddle handles all payment management across multiple gateways and methods, taking ownership of tax liability while remaining compliant with regulations across all markets. The platform handles all aspects of SaaS billing models, upgrades, add-on, trials, and more. Let's look at the results. MOR revenue optimization is built into Paddle and accounts for up to 16% higher conversion rates, reduced payment failures, localized pricing, and churn prevention, recovering 40% of cancellations. Their developer-friendly tools are API first with comprehensive documentation, removing the burden from your engineers. With Paddle as your merchant of record, you'll generate more revenue, find and keep more customers, grow faster, and stay compliant everywhere. So what are you waiting for? Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. Okay, guys, I got a serious update for you. You heard me talk about SEMA and the product roadmap radar. I just caught up with Matt, who's the founder there, and he gave me the latest on what they are building. And my mind is blown. The team at SEMA are taking things to the next level. Built around the core of the product roadmap radar, i.e. code and Jira analysis, they are building agent orchestration across the product lifecycle. Picture this. You hook up this system same as before, i.e. integrate your repository and your backlog, Jira today. From that point, SEMA's agent analyzes the codebase and makes suggestions as to what needs to be done next and what could improve, optimize the product. Then, if those tasks are routine, the agent assigns the task to a coding agent, think something like Devin, to complete the minutia, while assigning the human-in-the-loop task to engineers themselves. What you end up with is engineers focusing on building core competency features, while AI handles all the rest. If you're not salivating right now, I don't think you fully understand what this means. But here's what I would suggest. Right now, their product is in a closed beta, and SEMA is looking for folks to sign up for their Product Intelligence Advisory Board. This gives you the opportunity to use the product, give feedback, help shape the future of what's built. Oh, and not to mention additional free usage of the product, potentially through the end of 2026. So, if that fits your workflow and toolset, you need to reach out today. Go to codestory.co/nextlevel, NEXTLEVEL, and reach out to Matt at SEMA to learn more and join the Product Intelligence Advisory Board. Again, that's codestory.co/nextlevel. This episode is sponsored by Freescale. Let me guess, your team's shipping sprint velocity looks good, but you're still asking yourself, is anyone actually thinking about the why? Matt Watson's been there. He's the founder behind Vin Solutions and Stackify, and now runs Freescale with a 300-plus person dev team. And after 2 decades in the trenches, he's seen the same pattern over and over. Smart developers stuck in systems that reward ticket-taking instead of real thinking. That's why he wrote Product Driven, a playbook for tech leaders who are done babysitting developers and ready to build teams that own the outcome. If you're tired of translating every feature, doing all the thinking, or wondering why your smart team is still stuck, this is the fix. Go to productdriven.com/codestory to grab the book and get the bonus toolkit to help your team shift from output to outcomes, like 12 bold ways to get your retros out of robot mode. Again, that's productdriven.com/codestory. This episode is brought to you by Vention, your partner in building smarter with AI. When you're moving fast, AI can be your biggest growth driver or a major time sink. That's why Vention created expert-led AI workshops, tailored sessions that help startups test ideas quickly, validate product fit, and avoid expensive detours. You'll walk away with a clear, practical roadmap built by senior engineers and an in-house CTO who've delivered over 150 AI projects across 30-plus industries, giving you not just technical direction, but the engineering peace of mind that every decision is built to last. Go to ventionteams.com or book your AI workshop now at ventionteams.com/codestory and go from idea to impact faster. That's ventionteams.com/codestory. That gives a good story of the MVP and the high level in the progression. I would like to dive into that product progression and how you went about that maturation process, right? How you moved into more agentic and what sort of were the pivot points. But really to wrap that question in a box, what I'm looking for is how you built your roadmap. How you went about deciding from that MVP portion, what was the next most important thing or area to move into?
In a way, we are fortunate to have been in this space, really, in this design automation space, the company 3.5 decades or more. Before AI, Synopsys EDA is all about automation. So the automation for us was we build software, and this is how we drove the business. And fast forward into, again, 2017, 2018, we're still in the automation business. All of this to say is we know this market well. We work very closely with our customers, and we have a sense for what our customer next generation challenge, when they get into their next generation roadmap and next generation technology, what would the challenge look like? So we have a very robust, called a product management process, where we spend time with the customer. Maybe one way to describe it, Noah, is think of it this way: a day in the life of a particular engineer, whether this is a digital engineer or a verification engineer or a implementation engineer. And fundamentally, what we do is we look at opportunities where this engineer where is the engineering spending their 8-hour days, if in fact they work only 8-hour days. And then we look at opportunity for optimization and automation. And this is what gives us the view for what is it that we want to do, help automate processes that otherwise are high toil and challenging for the engineering community. Fundamentally, what the objective that we are driving for is to allow the engineer to continue really to solve engineering problems, but high value problems. You want the engineer, I'm going to give you an example, you want the engineer to really think about different design approaches, different architectural approaches to really deliver to their application requirements, versus the engineer really going through code syntax errors, trying to understand what's going on with the code, trying to understand what are the syntax, trying to understand how to deal with implementation details. So this is one example of money. And then we understand the chip design problems and challenges. When you're moving into a new technology node, we work very closely with the foundry to understand the new technology node. And as I shared with you, we have, in fact, an IP group who end up working with the technology foundry on these advanced technology nodes. So we will have a first-hand knowledge for the things that we want to do in our tools to prepare for our customers to move into this new technology node. All of this to say is we have a really robust product management process where We understand our customers' challenges, both from a application design complexity perspective and moving to a new technology node perspective. And we marry the two, which will actually inform our roadmap priority and what we need to focus on to best help out our customers.
You mentioned, the engineer looking at different problems or looking at a problem in a specific way as part of how you approach that roadmap. I'm curious about how you found that engineer, really found your team in general, especially in, the era of pervasive intelligence, right? Where this sort of technology is spreading fast. It's coming quickly and it's changing quickly. How are you building your team, or how did you build your team? What did you look for in those people?
We actually, as I mentioned, Noah, we have stepped into this AI space really close to 8-9 years ago. So we had the core technologists in the company who understand the subject matter, understand design automation, they understand chip design, but also this team actually started getting up to speed on AI in general, understanding how we can bring AI technology to really help solve our customer problems. So we've been on a journey of complementing and supplementing our core technology teams with AI skills and AI knowledge. And honestly, when we get into this in the last 5 years, when we get into generative and agentic AI, our skill base of truly understanding the algorithmic nature of what we need to build to help our customers is still extremely important and really needed. But we ended up supplementing that skill base with really data scientists, folks who understand translation of the problem into, let's say, for example, building models and building the semantic engines and building everything we need to do to take an EDA application and supplement it with the AI technology needed to really deliver advanced AI technology in our space. It becomes really training technologists today in AI and bringing new AI talent into the fold. And really the combination of the two is what we have been doing and we continue to do to bring the right skill mix into the company.
This episode is brought to you by PropelOff. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use PropelOff. PropelOff is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, PropelOff adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When off is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with PropelOff. Check them out at propeloff.com. That's PROPELAUTH.com. This episode is sponsored by MailySearch. In today's digital landscape, search isn't just a feature, it's a cornerstone, and you need a user experience that drives customer satisfaction. You need MailySearch. MailySearch is lightning-fast performance, returning answers in less than 50 milliseconds. Yeah, you heard that right. Faster than the blink of an eye. The open-source AI search engine is plug-and-play, so you can get up and running in minutes with smart presets, allowing you to start searching through your data with zero configuration. MailySearch utilizes advanced full-text search and AI, ensuring your results are ultra-relevant with semantic depth. It's multimodal, supporting images, videos, and audio, along with being federated, i.e. searching across multiple data sources. And it's developer-friendly. Whether you're building a content-rich website or enterprise application, MailySearch delivers the experience your users expect and deserve. For a limited time, CodeStory users can get 2 months free. Use the promo code CODESTORY, all one word, at checkout. Just go to MailySearch.com and get started today. That's MEILI search.com. As you step out on the balcony and look across all that you've built at Synopsys, what are you most proud of?
I know I'm probably going to appear repetitive here, but the AI journey has been such a rewarding journey for us as a company and for me as an individual, if you will. Again, we really, particularly when we got into the generative agentic space about 5 years ago, we started from ground zero because it was brand new technology to everyone, to the world. And then ChatGPT appeared on the scene and everything changed. So we really needed to assemble a team very quickly to really understand what is this technology is all about. Is it real? Do we have, marketing way ahead of reality with this technology? What should we do about it in the company? And I'm extremely proud for what we have been able to do in assembling the right talent and the team. And in fact, in the last 3-4 years, I would say we were able to stay in the forefront of this technology, working with market leaders like Microsoft and Synopsys, learning from these market leaders, actually co-developing with them much of the core advanced technology that is part of what Synopsys is all about. And I'm really extremely proud of what we have been able to do in this space in 2 dimensions. First, what we have been able to do in leveraging this technology to continue to drive kind of market-leading solutions for our customers year after year and support their roadmap generation progression, but also how we've been able to leverage this technology in Synopsys, how we're deploying it to really improve our own software development process and how we're leveraging it to improve our hardware development process and driving the productivity and improvement across our corporate functions and literally everything we do within the company. So we're truly driving a significant transformation within Synopsys, leveraging this technology. And we have leveraged it to continue to deliver sustained differentiated solutions for our customers. So this has been a wonderful journey, and the journey is not complete. I would say this AI era we're in the first inning, and we still have so much to do and so much to leverage from this technology.
Okay, let's flip the script a little bit. Tell me about a mistake you made and how you and your team responded to it.
I don't know if it's a mistake, to be honest with you. I would say everything I shared with you, if I need to step back, I would say I would have loved for us to actually be faster in adopting this technology. I would have loved for us to kind of accelerate certain the things that we have done. Because to be honest with you, Noah, during my career, I've been in this business for about 35 years. I have never seen the technology progress so quickly in terms of the evolution of the technology, the rate of innovation, the rate of change. And this technology is truly unprecedented in my mind. If I stepping back and watching what we've done in the last 3 years, again, I'm extremely happy with what we have done. But in fact, right now, what we're doing is we're truly accelerating the pace of our investment in this area because it's changing so much and it's evolving too much. And I want to make sure we stay in the forefront of what's going on. So for me, it's just maybe accelerating what we have done in this technology. But that's exactly what we're doing right now.
This will be fun. I really want to dive into what the future looks like for Synopsys AI, for that particular product and for your team.
Noah, I mentioned to you this time we're going into an era where AI is more of a companion or a colleague. And this is actually amazing. We envision time starting actually in the next 12 to 24 months, where virtually every organization will probably be creating or standing a adjacent organization to their existing organizations. And this organization is all agents. It's agentic workforce, whatever you want to call it. This is happening today. We envision the future where our customers will be leasing from us or buying from us agent engineers. This is something we announced earlier this year. So we're working on the agent engineer technology, targeting different personas, whether this is digital engineering or verification engineering or implementation or analog. And this is really going to be a game changer. This is truly where you move into truly addressing the capacity limitation, the time to market challenges, the taming the complexities of the design, and really allowing many of our customers to really eliminate the engineering resource bottlenecks that they have to deal with today and having to make choices around which piece of the roadmap they want to prioritize, or within a particular design with the time to market limitation, they have limitation in terms of different concurrent paths or design options that they can explore. It's just honestly for me mind-boggling the opportunity that we can bring into our customers when we really deliver more and more of this agent engineer capability into our customers, because it will truly unlock the productivity gap and allows our customers to, again, just deliver far better product, far improved time to market with the resource containment and resource challenges that they have today. So it's an amazing opportunity. And by the way, the same thing applies to Synopsys. We're working on the same thing. We're working on technology that allows us to drive the efficiency in our engineering workforce, whether this is on software side or hardware side, and also across our corporate function as well. And we're not developing all of these things on our own. No, as you can imagine, we're leveraging tools that are out there in the market in terms of, you probably heard about the different Copilot technologies out there. We're working with all of these technologies. We're bringing it in-house to leverage, but we also are supplementing these technologies with some of the things that we build internally just to drive the productivity and efficiency of how we're building our products and how we're running the company.
I would like to switch to you, Raja. Who influences the way that you work? Name a person or many persons or something you look up to, and why?
I gotta say, it really starts with my parents. I shared with you, I grew up overseas, and I remember both of my parents needing to travel 2 to 3 hours every day just to go to work, come back, and working hard to make sure really myself and my brother, we're two in a family, get all the opportunity we need to get to have a bright future. But also, in particular, my mom, she taught herself to be a seamstress, and she became one of the best seamstresses around. And that stuck with me, how in this life, you really need to continue to learn. A continuous learning is such an important piece because, as I just mentioned to you, if you take a look at my career, I started with EDA. I went into building microprocessor hardware. Now we're back into AI. And really every step of the way for me is opportunity to learn and expand my knowledge base so we can make the right decisions. My folks were a big influence on me, but I was fortunate enough through my journey with IBM and Freescale and Synopsys to work with wonderful leaders. And you learn along the way from watching some of these leaders and the decision they make, the data they look for to make these decisions, leadership styles, how they engage with their team and the broader organization. So yeah, really my folks, and then a handful of mentors and leaders that I had the opportunity and I was privy to work with.
Last question, Raja. So you're getting on a plane and you're sitting next to a young entrepreneur who's built the next big thing. They're jazzed about it. They can't wait to show it off to the world and can't wait to show it off to you right there on the plane. What advice do you give that person, having gone down this road in different ways and working with some of these big names?
First of all, I would be very proud of that young man or young lady. And because and with Noah yourself, it's not easy to go down the entrepreneurial journey. Honestly, a couple of things. I would say, first, I would encourage them to, first, congratulations. But I would encourage them to continue really to, as I said, learn, right? For me, past success is not an indication of future success. And everything around us nowadays is moving at a significantly faster pace than was the case, I want to say a couple of decades ago, because I'm old enough and I remember what a couple of decades ago technology was all around. And now things are moving way faster, literally. You could have innovated something that was relevant today, this year, next year, but look around the corner and another innovation that will come through and potentially make what you've done obsolete. You gotta stay a little bit paranoid, frankly. You need to continue to look for opportunities to learn new things and really reinvent yourself along the way, honestly. Because if you take a look at my career, I started with EDA, I moved into building software and systems. I did hardware design and then back into EDA. And now I'm talking about AI and excited about AI. And every stage of my career is really about a great deal of learning and reinventing who I am and what I do. So that would be really my is kudos. It's wonderful. Past success is no really indication of future success. Technology is moving so quickly. Keep learning and look for opportunity to reinvent yourself along the way.
I think that's fantastic advice. Well, Raja, thank you for being on the show today, and thank you for telling your creation story at Synopsys.
Thank you for having me, Noah. Wonderful talking to you.
And this concludes another chapter of Code Story. Code Story is hosted and produced by Noah Labhart. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the podcasting app of your choice. And when you get a chance, leave us a review. Both things help us out tremendously. And thanks again for listening.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.